Continuing in the Garden of Emuna, we're on page 198, the sweat of your brow. We spoke recently about income and how a person attains and gets a better income through Emuna. The rabbi also discusses the opposite point. The opposite point is of not having Emuna and not having bitachon. So then, if the person has financial difficulties, what does he end up doing in such a case? He ends up starting to blame himself. If I would have done this, if I would have done that, if I would have bought that apartment, if I would have bought this house, if I would have made that investment, everything's a second guess and a question on himself. And if he's better at not blaming himself and he's blaming other people, so then he's looking to say, it's because of that reason, it's because of this reason. And then he starts to say, it's because this guy has the Ain Hara on me. And there's end sof to the reasons we put out and we discuss and we go through our mind into what's going on here. We even start to get involved in very big stupidities and nonsense and wasting time and look for bad omens or go to maybe even a gypsy and read your fortune, has v'shalom, and start to do things that are keneged Torah. Guy goes and gets a rabbit's foot and he starts to figure out how he's going to get better luck. Even has v'shalom, a guy could get to a point where he's even blaming Hashem. And he thinks that everything is God's fault and he doesn't love me and I can't believe he's doing this to me. And then what do people do? It gets worse. It's a vicious cycle. Without Emunah, we're blaming, we're hateful, we're resentful, we're blaming God even and saying he doesn't love us. And then we even get into terrible things, terrible avonot, stealing, cheating, lying. And sof to the downturn of what a person could take without Emunah. What should a person be doing? Should be praying to Hashem. Ask him for everything. We have to ask Hashem for everything. Especially now, Am Yisrael needs a lot of tefillah. We should be praying for Am Yisrael specifically, for in every inyan. But more importantly, when it comes to ourselves, because maybe that's what we're holding right now, and we can't think of Am Yisrael, we can't get out of our own head. But if we can get out of our own head, that's what we should be doing. But as long as we're in our own head, pray that Hashem gives us the parnasah. If a person doesn't do this, Rabbi Yisrael Salanter says, unfortunately, you make the curse of Adam HaRishon much stronger. Meaning the sweat of my brow, okay, I may have to go and do some things, but I don't also have to worry, and I don't also have to have a whole concept in my head that I'm the one who's making the parnasa. Yeah, we may have to pull out the parnasa from the ground, but it doesn't mean you have to sweat. The sweat is on Hashem. We have to rely on Hashem and have bitachon on Hashem, and just learn Torah in the other time. Our mind could be free. Our mind could be released from all the pressures. There doesn't have to be pressure of the world. It doesn't have to be pressure on us. We have to remember, pray to Hashem and rely on Him, and we get all the goodness of the world. We get all the goodness of Hashem because He is the one in charge. We should be zocher to pray to Hashem, and you know what? You didn't get answered? Hazak v'ametz, and pray again. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't stop praying. 515 times until Hashem said Hajj. No more, don't pray anymore. Every tefillah gets answered at some point. And if you don't see it helps you, it'll definitely help your children. Hatzlacha rabah.